So video layer, I gotta go back and fix that. Edit.
Because normally when the channel goes live, it'll give me the notification.
Yeah, I hear it. We're
It's
live
on.
now.
Yeah, it's on.
Yeah, I had to check the stream key on it. So video layer.
Alright, good.
Why is it not doing that? What the fuck, man? Alright, so
you can't do this on PlayStation 4. Haha.
Well, this is indeed true. So with that,
they need to fix their Twitch though. I don't like the fact that you only can watch Sony stuff on there. So gay.
Yeah. Well. Okay. So with that, I know I'm intentionally overdoing it with the zoom, but this is supposed to be just basic today.
How come you're not cropping the Skype thing? Because you still see the blue stuff.
You want me to do it super tight?
Might as well, because it just looks like you didn't even bother doing anything. It's like you just blopped it there.
If you saw what I changed from it, I did a lot actually.
I know, but I'm saying you might as well keep going and just crop it so you only see us, not the blue shit.
Yeah. But y'all not using the webcam, so it's like kind of defeating the purpose.
No, it's not defeating the purpose, because it's, again, like if I was to look at it from a standpoint, you have a black background and then you just have a random blop of blue, it's gonna look weird.
Alright, I'm fixing it. Now how do I do it from the top down?
It's the same way.
Oh, there we go. Alright, so I'm here, you're there, webcam. So those New Gaming Order folks don't understand, like setting this stuff up ain't easy. Pimping ain't easy. Alright, so I'm looking at it here. Alright, so far so good.
Yeah, it looks good now.
Alright, so let me cue up the music. Alright, and let me know if you hear the music, if it's coming in good.
I will have to wait till it comes in.
Alright. Alright, so I got the playlist running, and then shit. Okay. Let me know if you hear it, because I hear it.
I hear it now.
Alright, and before I start recording, do you think you could tweet real quick, or just any major...
yeah, I gotta give me a second then.
Alright. Okay, so let me pause this. Pause.
Hold on, I think you double overlaid this just now. Yeah, you're double overlaying something.
Oh, no, because of the video.
No, but it's two of them.
Yeah, I know the original.
So take out the original then.
All right, so let's see, overlay info. Okay, got it.
Yeah, and I'll tweet this out because it just looks weird when it's double.
Yeah, no, I got you. I'm gonna put this on Fighters.
So what is this? Street Fighter 5
feedback, beta feedback, and wrap up.
Okay, hold on. Street Fighter 5 beta phase 2 feedback and comments.
Alright.
And then I'll put the Twitch link.
Okay, and let me go to Fighters Generation or Fighters Evolution. Post that there. All gamers are 2. Fighters Evolution. I'll put that in the Street Fighter 5 group. See if they want to check that out. And folks were heckling me earlier about getting Lion in here. I was playing Halo. He wasn't around.
True.
Yeah.
All right, tweet is out.
Okay. Street Fighter 5.
I have to keep my controller on, so let me fucking...
Okay, so I put this here. Gonna see if Black Dragon or any of them. Gonna check it out. R2.
He got that little tie, yo. What the heck?
Marty McFly. Wow.
But the picture looks cool though for the Halo thing. I like it. Looks crazy.
What's that?
The picture, the gamer pick icon that they give you for free.
Yeah, it's
when
dope.
You change your thing. It looks crazy.
Xbox fanboys quotes Halo 5 PC. Sony abandons Vita NX. More powerful than PS4. Whose podcast is this? Alright, I'm gonna watch this afterwards. I like to see what else is out there.
Ooh.
Beta feedback. NGO. Oh, hold on. GamingOrder.com. Stream. Okay, and then I'm gonna post one last time in the Street Fighter 5 closed group. Okay, one more. Let's try to get as many viewers as possible. Okay, where's the closed group? Okay. Damn, I don't know if it's my thing, but you've done shit. Okay. Okay, bam. We got that out there, and you know it's gonna suck. I'm pretty sure when we start to end it, the folks are gonna start coming in.
That's just the bad luck of the draw.
Yeah. Alright, so
because the longer you stream, the longer the tracks.
Okay. Well, it's a good thing that I'm doing it like that. So, alright, so we're gonna start this. Start the music. Alright.
You need to get your green screen, man.
I'm gonna set it up. Alright, so we're gonna start recording in 3, 2, 1. What up, New Gaming Order? This is the Alex Lexus, Nelson, and Shinwar coming at you for the post feedback and wrap up for Street Fighter 5 Phase 2 Beta. We're gonna give our thoughts on the extensive play that we got to. We were fortunate to get done, and make sure you check out New Gaming Order's host session at Shinwar Spot. We're streaming from his location. We had a lot of good online battles. I'm gonna slowly trickle them onto the YouTube page so that I'm not oversaturating the YouTube with Street Fighter content. You know, we want to stay variety. But going around the table, I want Shinwar to give an intro, and then Nelson, and we'll get started. So Shinwar, what's up, man?
Yo, what's going on? It's Tuesday the 27th, and kind of excited for the reveal of Dhalsim today at Paris gaming show. So yeah, I'm excited to talk about Street Fighter today. That's it.
Alright, and my CEO, co-partner, Nelson Del Rio, who just recently won the US title. Nelson, what's going on, man?
Yeah, I feel like a good champ, you know. Viva la Mexico. Nah, let me stop.
You're not even Mexican,
guys?
yo.
I know. What's up, guys? Hopefully you guys joined the little feedback / post wrap up of the Phase 2 beta. Though I only played the beta for about maybe a day within this phase, we should have a lot of information coming towards you guys of our opinion on it.
Alright, before we get started, I guess we had a good timing with doing this show because Dhalsim was revealed today, and Shinwar broke the news to me while I was at work, and I just wanted to talk about his look, so to speak. I am digging. I'm hype on Dhalsim's look. I mean, he looks kind of more intimidating than his past incarnation, and the cool thing about Dhalsim's look is they look like they progressed in the timeline. You know, like it's just keeping the characters looking the same. I mean, he's still Dhalsim. Like, you know, the iconic look is still there, but like you can see that time has passed, and that was the smartest thing they could have done with him. His gameplay, though, although it's like, yeah, it's still gonna have a lot of the zoning play, but he has some new tools. Like he can do the yoga flame in the air. He can actually lay down a flame carpet type setup like Dormammu from Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. But I don't want to suck that up too much, so I want Shinwar to give his feedback on that trailer with Dhalsim's reveal.
I thought the reveal was cool. Couple key points that I noticed about it, especially with his flame carpet. It's noted that his flame carpet only does white damage, and it's actually a debuff for the character that you're fighting against. So if you step into the flame carpet, you're only losing white damage. It kind of doesn't make sense to me, and there's no hit stun. But in the trailer, he did the flame carpet, and Zangief reacted to it as a hit stun. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know if it's just a special move or whatever. I know it's not his V skill, because his V skill is that floating in the air. But outside of that, he has some. It looked like he has some nice tools. It's good to see them progress with the white beard. He has tattoos now, Indian Hindu tattoos. So I'm a Dhalsim player. It looks really good. I'm pretty sure he won't play like he played in 4.
You're a gym player.
Yeah. So I'm excited. I'm really excited. That was really cool.
Okay.
So,
okay. All right, Nelson. What are your thoughts on the Dhalsim reveal at the Sony Paris Game Show? The look, his gameplay. Your thoughts?
My thoughts about the new character reveal, which is Dhalsim. He looks, I don't know, he looks like the actual stereotype now. Like, I'm just gonna put it out there, Capcom.
You know what? I was gonna say that. I was gonna say that.
like the stereotype before.
But Capcom embellishes that.
Let me bring up a key point that I'm pretty sure no one's really gonna realize right now. You remember the stage in Street Fighter 4, the Indian stage where the guy is lying down and he has the white long beard? And he's sitting there, like, combing through it. They just took that rendition and they just added more red paint on Dhalsim. You guys got lazy. You guys did a stereotype. Anyways, the moves and whatnot, they kind of took into a little nice transition. They gave him the flame carpet, though it does white damage. To me, it makes sense because since there's no hit stun, it leaves you up for you to set up a crossover combo animation, and it allows you to put him in a frame trap. Now, in the sense of you being able to omnidirection control the fireball, that's a little interesting because now, again, it makes it seem like what Nash had when he throws the sonic boom into the teleport. So
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm just saying it just kind of makes sense also as well that they gave him his Yoga Catastrophe where he throws the fireball and you can still teleport, and it has no critical art animation, allowing you to be more freely.
Okay. I mean, it's still early. I don't know if they're gonna include Dhalsim in like a later beta or so, because how many scheduled betas are left?
It was supposed to have been 3 altogether, so technically we have 1 more. But with them bumping up the game to a February release, I don't know.
Yeah, because the only thing I can really see is they could do one in December, like you know, like before the new year, you know, because this way they can collect all their feedback, and hopefully in that beta that they can allow for matchmaking where you can find your friends' lobbies and how that's gonna work. You know, because obviously you don't want to regress back from what Street Fighter 4 offered. They did it right. That was perfect. Tournament modes, freaking endless lobbies, rank match. That was how it should have been done. So with that, let's get into the beta. Now, Phase 2 beta it started off with X amount of characters, and by the end of it, like, Phase 1 characters slowly trickled in. Capcom, that was genius. That was genius because people were getting excited. We were streaming and Nash showed up on our stream first. We were like, what the hell? I went straight to Event Hubs and shot the news out, and you know, we got a little bit of credit for it, but we saw Nash, and then the Bison showed up, then Chun-Li, so on and so forth. So Shinwar, the character delivery system, what they were doing, what were your thoughts on that?
I mean, the first person they dropped was Nash, so I was very excited. I was like, wow, you know, everybody was like just geeking out, and it was cool. It was unexpected. We were not expecting that. And then their Twitter went up and saying, hey, beta phase 1 characters, you know, are coming. So people were playing the game waiting for the next phase 1 character to come through. So it was Nash, then what?
Bison came, Chun-Li, and then who came after that? Was it
Cammy? I'm not sure. Either Cammy, Birdie, and I'm not sure.
No, I think it was Ryu. No, because Birdie showed up on my stream. Cammy showed up on my stream. I think Cammy was the last. So like Ryu was like third to last, if I remember correctly. So I mean, I think they're going that Killer Instinct route. They're just like, oh man, you know, we want this. It's cool. So Capcom, kudos, very good stuff there. Nelson, what are your thoughts on how that surprise pop up with releasing the characters that they initially said weren't gonna be in this beta, but they put them in anyway?
I think it's not really a surprise or a shock because it seems like the fans has been on point in finding out leaked information that Capcom has been trying very hard to keep under wraps. I mean, they said like, oh, we were gonna try to have all new characters and you won't even know who we'll be bringing back, but yet
data miners.
We had 3 weeks in and we data mined the entire almost roster to a T. It might have not been the specific correct locations of the character's origin, but the name was on spot on. And I just felt it kind of weird that how they released certain characters in certain times and certain locations, but it also brought confusion to a lot of people. Like Rashid. When Rashid got released, it happened on 9/11. Now a lot of people took highly offense to that, and they felt like, you know, why did you do this? Was this out of spite, or did you do this just because you had set target dates and you know, around the world to release them? But I mean, it is what it is, and hopefully they can implement a better character reveal system instead of us finding out and making them look stupid.
But here's the thing too, Nelson. This is the problem, and we even mentioned that on the WWE podcast, where the fans and the fighting game community, there's been a shift. They can't seem to wait for stuff. They're so used to being in with social media where things are instantly delivered to them with news. It's like, what can Capcom do to keep it under wraps? I knew the PC one, somebody was gonna get in there and do something. They're gonna hack the hell out of the PC one.
They can do the same thing that they do in Japan, where they lock down everyone from sending out any vital information, and they keep it under local email restrictions from the office, so they have no in touch with the outside world. So it'll be a closed outlet.
No, but in this case, they had, you know, we, not us, but the FGC had access to this stuff, and you know, guys like Skid Row, a couple other folks got in there.
Well, that's a little different in the sense of how, like, they actually pry their way into the beta and they made it their business to find out the information. That can't be helped.
Yeah.
The only thing that you can do, if you know that these people such as Skid Row and such, whoever did the data mining, if you know that these people are out there lurking for this information, I think you guys should just be straight up honest and just give the entire roster reveal up front next time, because we're gonna keep being pushy because everyone wants the fucking game. No one wants to wait, so they're rushing Capcom to be like, give me everything I need to know right now. And that's what's happening. We're like, I'm not gonna beat around the bush. The FGC is selfish. They want everything to be done and give it to them like processed candy, and they will find any way to implement the way of making a Japanese account so they can keep up to date with the beta, or make a European account, or do all this other type of shit. And it's not fair for the actual casual gamers who actually only have one account and can't be bouncing around doing all this crazy shit. And then why do you think they'd be closing the beta and restricting people?
Yeah, I noticed that too. But I wanted to give a shout out to Mr. King Piccolo with the 6 characters that they're talking about, you know, with the reveal and such. I mean, just like Nelson and I were saying, people couldn't wait, you know, and they went in data mine. They saw names, lines of code that was on event hubs, and There you go. You know, I mean, I think that was their way to just damage control it and just say, hey, you know, it's what it is. But now let's get into the characters. Let's start off with Ken. Shinwar, what are your feedback with playing Ken for the first time in Street Fighter V's beta?
I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. You know, with all his different attributes to his Hurricane kick, just his combos. You know, he has a lot of combos and what he can connect with into his Shoryukens and the Shoryu Reppas. It was real good. I really enjoyed it. I just hope they fix his hair. To me, his hair still looks like a ton of bananas on the top of his head.
Unbelievable.
His pressure game is real, like with the run cancels and everything with his V skill. The only thing that I don't like is people are trying to play him like he's Street Fighter 4 Ken. I mean, people are just mashing DP all over the place. Like, come on, guys, knock it off. And now, if you whiff, and I believe even if you block a DP and you punish it, you get a counter off of it every single time. So, I like Ken. I played with Ken in Third Strike, and it's good to have him back in this form.
Okay. Now, you know, Ken, after getting used to him, I think his basic play is better. I think it's a lot better, with the exception of the standing target combo where you have to hold back, medium punch, then go into fierce and dragon punch. I mean, once you get used to it, that's nothing. I like that he gained a secondary target combo with the light, medium kick, heavy kick. If you mash that, you could get a hit confirm into his critical art. Now, in terms of the critical art, you know, I think it's cool, but I do miss the Shinyuken. I really do. That was that move there. If you check out the Udon comics, where, you know, Ken developed that move to honor Goken's grave, you know, or when they, you know, thought to be dead. But I mean, something about that Shinyuken from the Alpha series when I first saw it, then it's awesome, you know. Same thing with Ryu, with, you know, losing the Metsu, even the, you know, the moves becoming EXs and stuff. Something about the drama of it was pretty cool. But Ken's V trigger, when he you know, goes into boiling point, man, those effects look badass. The Hurricane kick, and especially the fierce Hurricane kick, doing like a rainbow arc. He'll hit you with the leading knee and then kind of go inverted. He'll spin the other way around. It looks great. It looks really cool. His run, the run is pretty cool, but the one also one of many changes to Ken is they mapped his forward and medium kick command into that run. So you have to hold the medium buttons, he'll run, and then lash out that kick. But I mean, again, Ken for overall it seems a lot better, a lot more fun. He's more like set to the personality that was always displayed by Capcom. He's that rushing, reckless, hot-blooded character, and they captured that with this iteration. In terms of the hair, I don't see a problem with it, but when they do have the classic outfit, you know, that should satisfy a lot of folks. But Nelson, what are your thoughts on Ken for this Phase 2 beta?
I think Ken is not much different than when everyone anticipated from the trailer reveal, because the way how they made him seem, it was that he was not a Shoto character. Everyone thought he went into like this Kim Chapelon kind of character from Kings of Fighters, and he was nothing about the kicks. But later on, within that reveal, they show that he still retains his Shotokan characteristics, though, you know, the Hadouken, the Shoryuken, the Hurricane kick. Though he has a different variation, I think it's an actual cool implementation. So now you can more or less tell that there's a gap in skill difference between the generic Ryu and Ken cloning process.
Yeah.
So now the uniqueness of Ryu and Ken having their own style. One is faster than the other, like how it always has been, but one is more strong and methodical.
Yeah. One is on defense, one is more offense. I mean, yeah, it's cool how they now finally gave Ken his own image, so to speak.
Right.
But they gotta remember, don't stray too far, but I think they balanced the line. Like Ken was cool.
They got him right on the key point that everyone likes him because, mind you, Ken is a pure rushdown character, and I don't know what is it, the V skill that allows him to run and run cancel. That's gonna be a game changer for a lot of people who like to do footsies at a quick, high-paced level. Very high key.
Now I want to respond to the chat. Kenpai, the video is the fighting footage is pre-recorded from the PC version, but we are live right now. So if you have any questions, we'll respond to it. And then to Dragon Senpai Beast, you want Balrog to be a motion character? No, he don't need that. He don't need that. No, he don't need that. Shut up. Alright, so moving on to the next character, Karen. Shinwar, what are your thoughts on her? Good, bad, ugly, and overall feedback.
Good. Hate fighting against her as of right now. I didn't really get a chance to fully get a handle on her. But I like the model. Still working on her combos and stuff, but I think she's a great addition to the cast. Yeah, I mean, just combo wise, she's a monster. Her pressure game is pretty good. It's just, like I said, I haven't had any experience fighting her, so I was getting wrecked a few times. I'm like, yo, what the heck? It's like high, low, so... Yeah.
She's, fighting her, she's a bit unorthodox because she's not like the traditional Street Fighter, which actually works for her, so I think that Capcom did real good with bringing her back, but similar to Ken, there's some changes, like, okay, her Rekkas are now tied to her V-trigger, where when I was first playing her, it felt like I didn't know what I was doing because I used to play Karen. She loses her counter, her high and low counters, but she gains her Rekkas when she goes into V-trigger. Her V skill, I'm trying to remember what her V skill was. It's that's the finishing portion of her Rekka moves from Alpha. But if you time it right, they can be used as an anti-air. Kind of has the same properties as like Nash when he does his V skill. But overall, Karen has tools that almost respond to everything. She can get through fireballs with her leaping overhead attack, and has invincible frames on startup. I wish Chun-Li's V skill had the same properties. It would make it more viable, But in terms of follow-up moves, like she kind of feels like a refined Lily from Cross Tekken. But overall, again, I wish she had her counter back. I don't think she should have lost that. And then the Rekkas being tied into the V trigger, but her critical art is pretty dope. Kind of reminds me of Dudley mixed with her own touch. She comes in, spins you around, death touch, boom. Presentation wise, I'm glad they progressed her. She looks like she's actually in the workforce, running something in the Kanzuki estate. So unlike Sakura, I'm pretty sure she's still in high school because she spent her time fighting and not getting her diploma. So with that, Nelson, what are your thoughts on Karen?
What I think about Karen is
Karin.
She's a very unique fighter now, because remember in the past in Alpha, she had previous set
Leave Brittany alone.
She had Rekka-Kens and stuff like that, but now if you look at the Street Fighter V base version of her, she has her normal fighting style only when you activate V-Trigger.
Yeah.
She has a little bit implementation of Yun and Yang, still retains a little bit of a Fei Long sense, but boy, the way how she's quick and focused on footsie range, and like I said, she plays very similar to Yun, and a lot of people who played him in Street Fighter 4 is going to feel right at home with her. She does not feel like a stray away character where you have to learn a whole new mechanism of mechanics with her, or sit there in training mode for like 15 hours straight.
Mhm.
She's a very strong yet hard-hitting rushdown character, and if you get put in the corner, I feel bad for that opponent.
Yeah, because her
Severely
mix-ups,
bad.
responding to Mr. King Piccolo, her mix-ups are pretty crazy. She's hard to get a read on. Like a good
Also-
Karen will mess you up, especially when you're trying to jump in and she's doing standing fears. That oh man, she can lock you up real good.
Right, but what I want to mention as well to the viewers that's at home watching this live, if you remember Street Fighter 4 Sakura, and you realize like the good top players like Momichi and Chris G, where they will play and they will do like crouching fierce punch into light tatsu, crouching medium kick into light tatsu, and then do it again with the EX. If you think of that same depth of combo, you can implement that same thing with Karen when you do standing fierce and to quarter circle back light punch where she does the overhead punches, crouch, do medium kick, and do the reverse hurricane kick motion with kicks, and you can keep the pressure going.
Yeah, I saw
It's the
somebody do
same
that.
thing, and I feel like if they don't put Sakura in there, she will be the replacement for Sakura, and then some, with also the Yun and Yang and Fei Long traits as well.
Yeah, okay. Now, moving on to the next character, I'm trying to remember off the top of my head, but Necalli. I want to know, is this guy friend or foe? If some of the win quotes, I think Ken said something like, I have to protect my family from monsters like you. So I'm wondering what's going on. The English voice, like, man, the guy sounds menacing. Looks cool, but gameplay. He's a motion character with one charge, which kind of throws me off a little bit, because when I was doing his anti-air, kind of like a tornado claw, he's kind of like a Wolverine of this game. But yeah, that charge to go, for that berserker slash type thing, I don't like it. Make it a motion. Don't play the line. If you're gonna make a motion, make a motion. If you're gonna make them charge, make them charge. Look at what Vega. Vega is all motion now. But we'll get to Vega later on. But Necalli's presentation, his look, man, Capcom did good with him. He kind of feels like Mozuchi from King of Fighters, where you have the boss where he hits the ground. And you see like the ground and the pillars and such. I mean, Necalli, for the most part, I don't know if he's a rush character or what. He kind of feels like a strange balance of both. But yeah, I'm still getting used to him. Project Justice, when we were at Shinwar's house, found a couple of things when he goes into his V trigger, which changes a lot of almost all of his hitboxes. You can link a couple more moves that you wouldn't ordinarily be able to do. But the difference with his V trigger, once he goes into that state, he doesn't come out of it. So that's just something where if you are hitting combos in his normal state and you go into your V trigger, just be mindful. His critical art changes and his links change a bit. But without taking too much steam, Shinwar, what are your thoughts on Necalli?
Necalli's alright. Not a super big fan of his. He does hit hard though. And I'm glad they made that move a charge move. Is that one hit of armor is too good. It comes out too fast, and if it was a motion, it can be spammed upon repeatedly. So I see why they made that a charge. It's too good.
Or add just extra cooldown time between uses. You know what I mean? Like they don't have to.
Because okay, if you do that, right? If you put the let's say if it's a quarter circle forward punch, which originally it was, that one hit of armor, and when you have EX, I think it's like 2 or 3. Me and Project Justice was testing it out. It's too good, and it doesn't balance it out.
But if he did it, and then once he okay, Blanca with the roll, you see he has to retract back. You're adding recovery frames. Add recovery frames to it.
Yeah, but no. Okay, it's the armor, Alex.
I know that. Yeah, I know he can get through like one hit of armor to go through fireballs.
So and he takes no damage. There's no ray damage. He takes no damage at all from the projectile. So I remember I was using Charlie, and I throw a fireball, and that joint come out so fast, and it's far. So what I did was I was baiting the guy for him to do it. The moment he gets close on me, trip him. So you know his uppercut's good too, especially the EX one. It's really good.
Okay.
So I like that whole savage thing, and then he powers up. I probably
Super
won't
Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Nakali, Super Saiyan Kali Red.
So I probably won't be using him. But he's a nice addition to the cast. So I'm looking forward to seeing what his story is all about.
Okay. All right, Nelson. What are your thoughts?
Nakali, right? He's a very interesting character because he reminds me of a mixture of like Sabretooth and Wolverine with his traits, the way how he acts. He's like a wild beast, and I don't know if like this is true, so do not quote me on this, whoever watches this on YouTube or even on the live stream. It seems like he has like an Aztec background, where he was like an old warrior from the past, and he probably stumbled upon, the tournament that's going on now, and like I said, he's just brute. He doesn't have a particular fighting style. He's just strong and powerful. But the idea of giving him the Dark Hado as a source of power,
we don't know that yet. It's not.
No, but from what it seems, that's what it makes it seem like. Like he has an evil source of power. That apparently the rumor is that he has acquired, or he was one of the first practitioners, I should say, that was using the Dark Hado back in his time. I don't know if this is like one of those weird timeline characters,
or like a Captain America type thing, like
right.
Okay.
I don't know if it's that kind of sense. I don't know if Bison, unfroze him or kept him in a stasis or found him somewhere.
Or maybe Gil has something to do with it. Who knows?
Or probably Gil of the Illuminati has something to do. Right. I really like the character. I dig the character Nakali, but it just seems like he's too mixed up with a lot of other characters from different fighting games, because he has the stomp on the ground, which is like Viper, which he does the ground pound. He has the Berserker Barrage Super, which is technically Wolverine and Sabretooth.
But it changes him when he's in V-Trigger. Does that, he like sucks your power out, or
right? Which then reminds me to like an Evil Ryu kind of thing, where he just powers up his hand when he does like the Ultra 2, when he uppercuts you and he absorbs all the energy in one punch and strikes you down on the ground. It's somewhat similar, but it's just him standing, and I have to say, I love the fucking animation when he's in V-Trigger, how like the hair flows so fluidly like that, and he stays in that stasis until he dies. Like, that's really cool.
Now, I wanted to reply to Dragon Senpai Beast. He said that Nakali is Ryu's ancestral dad, or is tied to Ryu somehow.
Whoa!
I want to know.
Did you get this? Hold on.
He said that in the chat. So just so you guys know, in the chat, we are live. This is airing tonight. The footage you're seeing is from the last time I played the beta of the last day that it was still going. So.
Alright, so 1 second before I end my little thing, before we switch up to the next character, Kendrum22, can you give us a link in chat, since we are allowed links, of where you read this piece of information? Because that's actually kind of interesting how, if you put it in the sense, if anyone here has watched Yu Yu Hakusho, it's more or less the same theory that you're trying to bring up, when Yusuke actually has a dad of the ancestral roots that's apparently from the demon world, and Yusuke is human. But he's a crossbreed between demon and human, so it's kind of interesting if that is the case. But please link us if you have any information on that.
Okay, cool. Alright, the next character that we're going to talk about is Rashid. Rashid. The new Middle East. Well, where the hell is Rashid from? Dubai? Or some shit? Like, I don't know too much about him just yet, but talking about his gameplay, this is the guy that's the master of tornadoes and whirlwinds. So it's like pretty much fuck you, Cody. No more tornadoes for you. But I would say the character presentation, like after seeing after seeing Rashid in movement and gameplay, I have to say, good move, Capcom. Very good. He kind of looks like Aladdin, Vegeta, and freaking like what can I think? He got that jetpack thing that gives him all the tornado stuff, but presentation, you know, he looks like Persian, you know, something out of 300, but his gameplay, he's kind of like the new El Fuerte. You know, a lot of rushing, like you know, a brand new player to Street Fighter can run around and spam a lot of Rashid's properties, like, you know, quarter circle back, he'll do that jet kick, and then quarter circle forward, he'll do like that arcing up tornado. I mean, he has a couple other tools like his V trigger. You'll call out a tornado, and you can link that with doing the V skill, jumping over to cross up the enemy, and then similar to those who see how I play with Nash, where you throw the sonic boom and then you can teleport behind them to kind of sandwich the enemy. But he has a couple other things, but I don't want to steal too much thing. But Shinwar, what are your thoughts about Rashid's gameplay and anything I didn't cover?
When I fought against Rashid, I didn't really get a chance to play with him. But fighting against him, it's a pain. This guy is all over the place, jumping off walls, triangle jumps, tornadoes. I'm like, what is this guy hitting me with? And then he has that T-Hawk type move where he dashes at you with the kick. So yeah, he has a few frame traps. Nice addition to the cast, but from my perspective, hard to fight, and I just got to figure out how to open him up. But I like the character design. I know he is on the side of good. He looks like a playful character, you know, in his personality. But man, trying to fight this guy at times,
he's more all over the place than Vega and El Fuerte were in Street Fighter 4. You know what I mean? He's just like, you know, whirlwind, like all over the place. Like, god dang, like, can he sit in one place?
Yeah, and his V skill, dude, not his V skill, his V trigger, that tornado that he kicks out travels a mighty long distance.
It's 3/4 of the screen. I measured it. Like, if you do full screen and you call it out, if they're at the far side, it's not gonna hit them. But anything within that, man, is fair game. And I think it does like 3 to 4 hits. You know, so you can use it to confuse people. You know, it's pretty good stuff. You know, so, but is that all you had on Rashid, Shinwar?
Yeah, that's all I have.
All right, Nelson. Since you are Rashid, what are your thoughts on you being in Street Fighter 5?
Okay, just to put this out there, guys, it's just a in-house joke that Alex likes to put me, since, you know, everyone thinks I'm Ali G and shit like that. That he's comparing me to Rashid, so I get that. But to talk about Rashid the character, he's by far one of the most controversial characters that Capcom has released to date. Reason being, because as we were saying offline, the timing was very bad. Though that they presented the character in Dubai, they presented it on 9/11 2015 in Dubai as Saudi Arabia descent. And a lot of people don't like that idea, but the way how I feel, again, it's my opinion, I'm not trying to be patriotic or anything like that. Let the character be. It's a video game, guys. I understand that it kind of does conflict with true political events that's happening in the current world today, but again, it's a fucking game. Let it be. And
yeah, I know. Yeah, Nelson, to quick alibi on that. I get what you're saying, but people are too sensitive now. You know what I mean? You would hate people in that region to say, "Hey, you beat up one of my people. They're in your game." All that, you know. It's just a reality that's gone on. Yeah.
But if that was the case, then they should have exiled a lot of characters from various different fighting games, such as Dead or Alive, which is a very multicultural game. Same thing as Virtual Fighter. So if you guys really
I get what you're
complaining on it, then, you know, take their asses out too, instead of just only looking for the Capcom version of your likeness of fighters. But stray away from that. Rashid as a character, he's very quick. He's a very offensive character. even though they made him have like some Aladdin genie tornado shit super, which I think is fucking ridiculous.
I know, right? Oh my gosh, I just thought about that. Disney.
Because if you think about it, he spins around in a tornado like Gen in the beginning.
Yeah.
Then he folds his hands and he looks at you, and the tornado's hitting you. That's like genie.
Yeah.
So,
that's messed up.
That was a little weird to me, but the thing that gives him like the edge is that he has a scouter. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
It looks like he has like some futuristic scouter from Dragon Ball Z, and he's a very mix-up heavy character.
Mm-hmm.
Though he has a special move when he hits the character, he has a lot of recovery frames, so he can still block after he does the initial
He's
move.
safe on a lot of his moves, right,
Yes.
Shinwar?
Yeah,
because there was some stuff we're fighting him online. It's like, damn, you can't punish this guy. They need to fix that, man. Like, he'll do that jet kick, and then you're trying to think you can throw a fireball. No, he's already on the ground. Like, come on now.
Now, to report back to what you're saying, Joestar, and good name, by the way, from JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, you know, shout outs to that.
Oh, Nelson, I'm calling you out in JoJo's Adventure.
Alex, you don't want to get your ass buzzed in JoJo's
Adventure. Nelson, we were going, we were back and forth, don't even.
Dude, I had like a 12 win.
No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
Alright, we're gonna run it back, guys, don't worry. You have to remember that controversy means exposure. There is no such thing as bad press. That is correct. But also, you mentioned that the reveal on 9/11 was not an accident. I just feel that even so, that people, as what Alex mentioned, they're very sensitive. They don't like to hear certain things that happened in actual real life. They want to keep everything in a fantasy if it's meant for it to be in a video game. But yet you're releasing a character that's from Saudi Arabia descent, who has the fucking clothing, and who is in a stereotype, talks the way how he does, like in a Disney movie, like in Aladdin. It pisses people off.
No, he sounds more American though. He sounds like some surfer dude.
If you hear his voice correctly and watch the Aladdin movie, I forgot what character that he was copying off of, you will hear the exact same similar tone of voice. If you guys want to like quote me on it, you can. But I think he's a pretty cool character. I'm giving him a chance when the game does drop. But they said February. I don't know the exact 13th. I think the game's supposed to come out next year. We'll see. And my Alex mic went off.
Sorry about that. Damn, I charged this thing too.
Dang, yo. All right, so that's the end of my turn. You can continue.
Okay, moving on to the next character for this beta. We have Vega. I think Vega, gameplay-wise, saw the biggest change because he's kind of like Gen now, where you can go between claw mode and bare hands, and you know, how can I say? Yeah, you can say it's like Gen, and not only that, he's no longer a charged character. He is all motion, and I think he's a little more rigid too. So it's not like that it'll be abused. So because that was my first concern. Like Vega, if he moves as swiftly as he does in Street Fighter 4, and he's running around with motion, yo, like motion, it's gonna be a problem. But if the way his moves behave, yeah, you won't really see a lot of spamming like that. So, his presentation, Vega looked like he hit the gym, had some plastic surgery done, because the dude he looks better now than he did in Street Fighter 4, you know. But he looks more like a Spanish bullfighter, or you know, yeah, bullfighter. Anyway, but I think that Capcom caught the essence of what Vega's character, his personality seems to exude with his movements. Like when he switches modes, he spins around like he's doing a dance, and then enables the claw or pulls it off. You know, he has a nice little target combo. You know, the medium punch, heavy kick, dragon punch forward, or DP forward with the kick. You can actually like hit him on the way up. You can either do your super or grab or so on and so forth. But so far, I think I'll be playing Vega a little bit more. You know, he's a little more attractive to play. Not attractive, but attractive to play. But Shinwar, your thoughts on Vega?
I was kind of skeptical at first playing with Vega, but the motion changes.
Yes,
make
homo.
sense.
What the heck? Sorry, go ahead.
The motion changes do make sense. I was actually watching Flo's stream over the weekend, and he was just showing some combo capabilities with the change stance and putting on the claw and taking off the claw. Vega's definitely going to be a problem. I like his V skill with the rose, and then you can follow it up with the super. They did a good job with that. And you know, slight modification to his outfit by putting the open shirt, open chested shirt on him. And I'm pretty sure they're gonna have an alternate costume, you know, with his classic costume. So I don't know how I feel about if you knock the claw, it's off completely and you can't get it back. So it's a meta game forcing the other character to make sure they periodically take the claw off to preserve it. So
Okay.
other than that, Vega from what I played seems good.
And you know what? It looks like his poking game has improved, because I was fighting someone there, I was getting suppressed. He just had that claw in my face. I'm like, mother effer. I'm like, you freaking scrub. I'm like, shit. But he was doing what he was supposed to. He was playing Vega. Like, if you're using the poke game in conjunction with his new gameplay, like you said, Vega's gonna be a problem, you know. And Nelson Del Rio, who used Vega in Street Fighter 4 against me a couple of times, pushed my Chun-Li to the limit on a couple of fights. So Nelson, your thoughts on Vega?
Vega now. I have to say, for a person like me who plays Vega from Street Fighter 4 and previous alliterations of it, he's a very, I would say, in my opinion, a better version of Vega, because now I don't have to charge. I can make him much more faster. I can actually put more pressure on my opponent with using the Shoryuken motions or like quarter circle forward motions. The thing I'm not used to, which is gonna take time, and I'm pretty sure everyone else will agree with me, his claw doesn't fall off. You have to manually switch the claw from stance to stance, like again.
No, but it can be knocked off in the fight.
It can be knocked off, yeah. And once it's knocked off, it's off. You can't pick it back up.
Oh, well, see, I only had about like an hour and a half beta time, guys, so I'm only...
No, that's fine, no.
So, if he doesn't get his claw knocked off, he is a very dangerous character. And the reason why I say that is, I found a combo where I was able to have the claw, go up in the air to do the flying Barcelona attack, hit the person from behind, connect with them, so they're in hit stun animation, take off my claw and go for an instant command grab. So the stun time frame window for that is very big for Vega, and it leaves a lot of potential room to mix up my opponent, where in the past I could still do it, but again, they will see me charging, they will sense it coming. Now, in Street Fighter 5, I think Vega is going to have an easier time getting around the stage with basically, you know, no charge time, no effort.
Yeah.
And it's going to throw a lot of people's games off, especially with the fact that his critical art is an instant overhead, whether if you capture the opponent with the first hit or not.
Yeah, Nelson, Jojo Joestar asks, were you referring to the EX or the normal?
I'm referring to the regular Barcelona attack. The EX Barcelona attack, I think it does like 2 to 3 hits, and I don't know if that can stay to keep the opponent grounded or if it becomes a hard knockdown. But I know the regular version of the Barcelona attack with the claw crosses up your opponent and you can go right into a combo state animation.
Okay.
And does he mean hit the stun into the does he mean hit stun into the command grab? No, what I mean is basically when you do the attack and you hit the opponent, it basically you're able to tap like, you know, medium punch, heavy kick into a special move. Like you could go right into a 2-frame combo. And besides doing that, you could just switch out your claw and just do a command grab and it connects instantly, allowing you to get the most damage out of it.
Okay, good stuff. Alright, so, New Game Radar audience, thank you guys for participating in the chat. A lot of folks in here, you know, between the 14 members and now, you know, it's fluxing. But, moving on to Armika, shout out to Cody. he had a funny joke from one of our old classmates talking about Armika smacking her butt on her critical art. I had to do that move so many times. Oh my god. Armika's design, I never really paid attention to it in the Alpha series because it was, 2D hand-drawn sprites and whatnot, but now the character is more organic. She's vivid. She looks alive. And you look at her outfit, you got the arrow pointing down to her area, like she's scantily clad, dressed. I mean, oh my gosh. Don't change the design, Capcom. I love it. They went. Matter of fact, she looks like a candidate for a crossover character for Dead or Alive. Her and Tina can go at it for the women's championship or something. But overall, I'm gonna say that Armika saw some strange changes because I used to use her, but she lost a lot of moves. She's a little more simple. She has the butt bomb, quarter circle forward, and with a punch. It's kind of strange, it's like she's using her legs. You would think it'd be a kick, but she also has a quarter circle forward, or I think it's a DP forward, I forget. But you can actually link that move where if you're holding forward and medium punch, she'll do the clap, or snatch you in the Irish whip. If you do it in the corner and you EX it, it'll confirm and do that roundabout throw. Her V trigger, she calls in her tag team partner. I don't know how I feel about that because Armika was a strong standalone individual. Now it's like, oh yeah, she has to win with a partner. It's like, I don't know. I felt Armika was a strong character on her own, but I already saw somebody did a mod for the PC where Armika's partner is, they switched the skins or something, so you see Armika's partner with Armika's moveset, which is pretty interesting. But overall, I think Armika's cool. Her normals, you gotta get used to them. Like if you hold down in strong punch, she does like an anti-air. If you hold down in fear, she'll do that shoulder charge, and you can actually use that to get out of crazy cross-up situations. But overall, I didn't use her as much, but I fought her a lot, and she's a pain in the ass. I tell you, she's gonna be a thorn in my side because a good Armika player will use her normals and keep coming in with that clap. If you can find a way, if you know it's coming, punish the hell out of that stuff. Shout out to Project Justice. Punish that shit. Punish that shit. Alright, so Shinwar, what are your thoughts on Armika?
I didn't really get into Armika like that. It's alright. A pain to fight against, definitely. Her training partner, her V skill, honestly, I like it though, because it just brings a different dynamic. You're not expecting somebody else. It's like an assist.
Yeah.
She runs in there, whether she can come from the top, forward, or behind. You're like, yo, but you can only do it once or whatever. So I mean, it's cool.
And you know what? To add to that, we were at Comic-Con where we saw somebody have some. They were extending their combo with Armika with that tag partner. When the tag partner came in, I think they did the giant swing. Threw in the corner, the tag partner came in, and then Armika just kept going with the combo, and the crowd was like, "Oh shoot, what the heck!" I foresee some cool stuff happening with that.
Yeah, it's cool. I mean, I'm not really a big Armika fan. I'm glad she's in the game, but she's definitely a problem to fight against with that air grab. Like I seen a video where the guy did a Shoryuken, and she was doing her her V skill, and she threw the mic down while he was going in the air for the Shoryuken. It counter hit, and she went into the air grab off the microphone. That was crazy.
Not only that, she has armor, like one hit of armor when she's on the mic.
Yeah, but she didn't get touched at all. The guy did a DP. She threw the mic down, and it happened to hit his foot on the way up. Counter hit, and she went in for the air grab, and it all connected. Looked really good. So her combo potential is very dangerous, and she hits hard. So
okay.
Yeah.
Now, what do you think of her critical art, though?
Yo, that grab does mad damage. I like how she brings a partner.
No, what about the startup?
Alex, take your eyes off the video game. Take your eyes off the video game.
Hey, I gotta play the game. I gotta see it. You know.
Unbelievable.
Shout out to Cody and Chris and Mr. Pettiford. That was pretty funny. All right, Nelson, your thoughts on Armika?
Arminka, let's just say she is very interesting, not because of her moves, but she's looking like a body type of Nicki Minaj. I don't know what Capcom was thinking, trying to make her very busty like that.
That's fine. What's the problem?
Well, fine for you, but
that's what I'm talking about.
Anywho, Arminka is a very devastating character when she uses her taunt, which also makes me wonder, are they bringing back third strike taunting applications where each time when you taunt with specific characters they get like a defensive buff, an attack buff, and so on. So that's a very interesting thing. Mind you, she's a grappler, but she's also like it's a semi-offensive character if you know what you're doing, but her main characteristic is a grappler. And the way how she's able to use her V skill or trigger to send her tag team partner to come hit you from any angle and be controlled for a certain time limit, that's pretty sneaky.
Yeah, it's like a one-hit thing. Like, you know, if you
but
time
it's
it
a
right.
cross-up, and it can immediately change you from defensive to offense, like in a snap of a finger.
Yeah.
But I find it weird that you have to charge her taunt and hold the taunt button. I forgot what game did that, where you will hold the taunt button and you will like gain super meter. Morgan, I think it was. Was it Morgan? I can't remember from what game, but apparently you could taunt and just get like your super meter.
Oh, that's Art of Fighting did that. Like if you timed your taunt right, you build up your spirit meter, but you drain their spirit meter.
Right, but there was another game that was of recent. I'm trying to remember if it was Marvel vs. Capcom or some. Oh, I know it was some type of game where you did a taunt, and when you do it, it would basically like gradually go up as long. Oh, Felicia, I think it was. Felicia from Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. When you do her taunt and you hold it, she gains super meter. And when you do that, she builds up a very high damage output, but if you get hit, she loses it and she has to build back up the momentum again, which I think is fine, because who the fuck is going to sit there for 10 in-game seconds to get 100% damage done to them?
Yeah, exactly, because, you know, Armika, if she charges it, it's a one-hit instant kill on that, but no way in the world anyone's going to land that. No way.
Right. And I don't think anyone's going to actually let her sit there and do that. But again, this is a character that's been pleaded by Ono to be put in the game for some time now. And again, she's looking pretty good as an offensive character. She can be played on defense. But her greatest strength is hard knocking down your opponent and then taunting right after to build the power damage. That's how her fighting style is supposed to be used. So if you used the EX thing where she grabs you, throw her to the corner, and your partner comes down and hits them, you have a certain amount of time, just like, let's give you a character for Street Fighter 4. Hakan. Every time when you hard knock down with Hakan, what can you do?
Oil up, yeah.
Same thing with Armika. You hard knock down your opponent, you taunt and get stronger.
So does that stack?
Yes, it does.
Oh, see, I was wondering about that. I said, okay, well,
it gets stacked. That's the reason why they tell you if you get hit, you'll lose it.
Okay, cool. All right. Now, am I missing any characters so far?
You said Arminka. You said
Ken.
in the beginning of the show. You said Ken. You said Necalli. Did you bring up Birdie?
Nah, he was phase 1.
Yeah.
Oh, so
I
you're
think he
talking
was
about
doing
phase
phase
2
2.
only.
Now, you know what? Yeah, I mentioned Vega because I didn't have my notes to go in order.
We did Vega, we did Armika,
Rashid,
we did Rashid, we did Necalli,
Karen,
we did Ken, and Ken, yeah. We did all of them, actually. The only ones we haven't had time to play with is Zangief and Laura because they're not in the beta yet, so...
Okay.
Yeah, that covers it as a basic.
Now, we're going to use this quick segment to for the phase 1 since we didn't do a phase 1 feedback. You know, everybody, the phase 1 folks, we already know that Ryu, Chun-Li, Nash, and Bison were played to death. Like, as soon as they start getting leaked, or trickled out into phase 2, everybody started playing with their characters, their bread and butters. But any character changes that you don't like that were made, give Shinwar the floor, and we can, I know I got one, but Shinwar, anything in terms of characters you played in phase 1 that came to phase 2 with changes that you didn't like?
Yeah, Nash. I had to get used to it because when I played at Comic-Con, I was unaware of the changes that took effect, so I was prepared this time for the beta. And I'm still debating, but the changes aren't that bad. It's just they made some slight modifications to his teleport and how you operate with it. But that's about it. I mean, I didn't really care for Ryu, Chun, anybody else. It was really just Nash I wanted to play with, but it was good that they trickled them out though. That was really good.
Okay. Alright, for phase 1, Ryu is Ryu. I had no problem with him. He plays traditionally. He actually has more tools now than he did basic gameplay wise. The Dinjin, so on and so forth. Ryu, no complaint. My major gripe is with Chun-Li. Shinwar made a suggestion that I might be having to move on from Chun-Li. But Chun-Li, I saw some great victories with her in Street Fighter 4. We're in a new game, but it's hard for me to let go of my first lady in fighting games. And I would hope that Capcom would listen to my notes that I'm about to mention. Her V skill needs invincibility on startup. On the way up, similar to Karen when she goes with the the DP backwards. With the punch that brings her over fireballs, because I found myself after playing Karen going to Chun-Li, I'm like, oh, okay, let me get up in the air. Like, she keeps getting smacked out with fireballs. I get that it's supposed to be used as an anti-air tool, but sometimes it just didn't seem to jive with me. I tried it in different scenarios. I had Cody doing cross-ups, and I'm sitting there trying to use it. I'm like, what the hell do I use this crap for? So yeah, they need to add some invincibility on like 1 or 2 frames on the startup. Her Hisanshu, as it existed in Street Fighter 3 and 4, that semi Street Fighter Alpha thing, no, because she needs a better tool to get around fireballs. I know that the V skill, if you time it from a distance, you can get over and do kicks and stuff. Fine, but yeah, I'm still struggling with Chun-Li a little bit. Even when trying to do the EX bird kick as an anti-air, I was getting hit out with medium kick cross-ups. I'm like, oh yeah, Chun-Li. They're always like changing stuff on her, and I just like Ryu players can get in there and play Ryu. Chun-Li always gets changed, but then I can't complain too much because Nash and Vega saw major changes, and Shinwar had a valid complaint. But the way I play Nash, the changes didn't bother me too much. But I would say that the overhead grab should not be blockable when they're low. That's the wrong answer. But overall, Bison, give back his Psycho Crusher. I mean, he doesn't. I know they're trying to go with an Alpha 3 style or more buff, brawlic dictator, but no, give him a Psycho Crusher, and we'll be good. Other than that, that's all I got. Nelson, since you didn't play the first beta, but you got to play the second beta, did you get to touch any of the 4 characters from Phase 1?
I touched Ryu, Chun-Li.
You touched Ryu.
Bison, Birdie. I touched all the Phase 1 characters.
You touched them.
Actually. Stop being dumb. Oh my goodness.
Go ahead.
I played
he
with
said he touched Ryu. I'm like, what?
Shut up. I played with the Phase 1 characters for the same time that I played with the Phase 2 characters. Even though it's the new build for the Phase 1 characters, my opinion on it, Ryu is a pretty solid character, like he always has been. He's, again, he's a very slow character compared to Ken, but he has a very strong style. Like, he's very powerful, especially when he goes into a V-trigger state, and he's able to charge up for the Dinjin version of all his moves.
And his punches have high stun in that mode.
Yes, it does. Especially if you do like forward heavy punch or forward medium punch, which is the 2 hits. It does crucial amount of stun damage to your stun meter. As of Chun-Li, they made her slightly less floaty, which I think is better, because if you haven't noticed, whether if it's her V trigger or V skill, she's able to dash in the air, allowing her to get herself over projectiles and also into instant overhead to start her combos, just like Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
She feels right at home with that. I think she is a solid foundation as a female character, and people just has to discover like her timing, and I think she'll be fine.
You talking me, Nelson? You talking me?
I'm talking to you and every other.
I feel like you're talking to me.
Neutral. Every other.
I'll see you in JoJo's Adventure, Nelson.
Jump into heavy kick. Cammy, by far, one of the best Phase 1 characters in the beta right now when it comes to pure rushdown. That Cammy character is so ridiculous to the point where you can activate V-Trigger, do Spiral Arrow, EX, or regular, go through the character, and instantly go to your critical R and catch your opponent off guard, because it's a 0 frame super.
Yeah, that's a rough... It's like a mix of, what was that, DiCaprio and Spider-Man's move. Like a...
Pretty much in a sense. She's a very fast and strong character. Who else? Birdie. I play with him probably the least, but I have to say he's a very goofy character, but he's very defensive when he get his super.
He can respond to almost every zoning situation that you throw at him. You know, well, like he'll jump over the fireball. Yeah, like he's better in this version than he was in the alpha ones. You know?
Yeah, though I don't agree with the fat donut eating look that he has with Homer Simpson style, but...
Oh, yeah. But
I don't know.
But you mentioned something with Cammy. You know, I didn't want to... You know, it was mainly Phase 2, but to talk about Cammy, her spinning knuckle is now mapped to the V skill, which kind of is something I had to get used to, because I'm like, oh, how do you... Where's the spinning knuckle?
Yeah, I mean, it makes more sense though, because it brings back the way how Third Strike was when you're able to do a unique move. It's basically the same feature, which is the V skill.
Yeah.
And I think either if you hold it or you're at a certain distance from your opponent, if you're at your sweeping distance, you'll just hit them and be able to block after or get punished depending on the frame. If you're point blank next to them, she will go behind the character and hit them from behind. Depending on your range of distance, so I think that's pretty cool. Who else? There's Bison. Oh my god, yo, that dude is fucking tricky. I'm talking about throwing the fireball like he did in Alpha, teleporting from behind, doing the EX double head stomp when you're doing the EX version of it, activating your V trigger, which basically, well, I'm putting it out there, it makes him act like he's Thunder from Killer Instinct, where he's invulnerable every time when he teleports.
But you know what? Me and Shinwar discovered, and it was already out there in the patch notes, Bison can still do that teleport style dash with this new build. You know, so I'm trying to figure, like Shinwar, what does Bison gain from going into Psycho Power mode?
You can combo his special moves one after the other without charging. So you pretty much can use your super bar if you have 3 bars. So I believe you can go what is it? Fireball into Inferno into Head Stomp. All EX versions without charging. Before the teleport dash, he would gain that as another move, the teleport dash, but it looks like they gave that to him so he can use the entire time, which is cool. So
it's an offensive style of play.
Yeah,
I think the reason of them being able to have that. But to quickly go on the last character before we start responding to the chat. what was it? I didn't say Birdie, Bison, Ryu, Chun-Li, Cannon. Oh,
Yeah, I think
Nash.
Mhm.
There we go, Nash. I have to say I barely played Nash in the Alpha series because, you know, he was unique in a sense, but the way how they made him now, oh man, this dude is a heavy combo character. When I mean
Yeah.
heavy, I mean heavy. And you're able to do the same thing as we talked about earlier with Dhalsim, where you're able to throw the Sonic Boom, you can do the trigger into the teleport, or you can, you know, depending how you play, you can cross them up in the air, move them around and whatnot, and combo right into your critical art. And again, he's different from Guile, very different now, but a lot of people, so as Alex, has been reminiscing about a particular Kings of Fighters character, Wu Gao.
Yeah.
So, the other guy, I can't remember his name, but he was from Kings of Fighters 99. He had white hair, and he did the exact same crescent kick as Wu Gao did.
Oh, you mean the Korean guy from Kim Kaplan's team?
I don't know if he's from Kim Kaplan's team. I just know he has all white hair. He has like a cutlass black shirt, and he has white pants, and he always crosses his legs and ready to do a crescent kick. I can't remember the fucker's name right now. There's so many Kings of Fighters characters.
Like Bernie Morrow?
Not like Benny Maru. I will get the name and...
You said a tight black top and white pants?
Yeah, but it's cut. It's like a cutlass black. Think of it as like an Under Armour shirt.
Yeah, that I think that's Benny Morrow. Yeah.
No, it's not Benny Maru.
You
it's
sure?
Not Benny Maru. I'm positive. Benny Maru does have that, but that's with yellow hair. And he's like with the lightning. I'm talking about the dude that uses only his feet. I'll get the name, don't worry about it.
Alright.
But he plays very similar to him, and he also plays very similar to what he did in the Alpha games. Overall, Nash is going to be a very heavy problem if you don't know how to block cross-ups or just can't react. You're going to be in deep shit. But overall, I think Phase 1 and Phase 2 characters have got it down packed, and hopefully we can see you know, things get better over time and stuff like that. So I guess if you want, Alex, we can start responding to the chat. I see Playboy mentioned here that why in every alliteration of Street Fighter they always have to fucking mess with Chun-Li and they always change her, but when you play with Ryu is always pick and play.
Yeah, exactly. I Playboy, I said that earlier on. I'm like, she's always being like remixed and messed with. Like, you know, just leave her one way. Yeah, add to her, but don't take away. You know, like Ryu has his 3 basic arts. I mean, Ken, like they changed them, but he still plays like Ken. You know, he's not a charge character. Imagine, just like they did Robert Garcia. Imagine if they made Ken all charge. People would have a fit. You know, down for 2 seconds, up and a punch for the dragon punch. You know, like, Shinmar, what if your Ken was a charge character?
I mean, they did it with DJ.
Well, that was in the Omega stuff.
Yeah, but they did it with Charlie.
Well, yeah. You know what? Fair enough.
No, but when you look at Chun-Li, she's been like that in a few iterations. Actually, I would say not in Street Fighter 3. Third Strike, she was all motion, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, because she had the half circle.
No, wait.
For
Fireball, wasn't her Fireball back? Wasn't her Fireball charge?
No, in Street Fighter 3 it was half circle.
May I quickly jump in real quickly just to get that thought out of my head? The character that I was talking about, Alex, is Jun Hoon, which is in the Korean team with Ken Kaplan.
I knew who that was.
And Choi Boj and whatnot.
Yeah,
So
he's a
Jun
Jet
Hoon is
Li
the
looking guy.
character- Right, with the white hair, with the top, and he only uses his feet. So
Yeah.
that's the character I was bringing up for the Nash. Alright,
Okay.
Continue.
Yes.
Yeah, but no, that was it.
Alright. Well, with that new gaming order, I don't want this to run too far. Make sure you rate, comment, and subscribe. I want to thank you guys who are in the chat. Just scanning. I think we pretty much were up to date. We try our best to respond to you guys without, you know, if we already answered the question, we won't revisit it. But if you came in late, you can watch this on YouTube. We'll have everything that, you know, you missed in that discussion. Share this with your friends. Tell people about NewGamingOrder.com. Shout out to Fighters Evolution. I'm an admin there. Check us out on the Facebook, NewGamingOrder.com. And with that, I'm going to bring this to a close. Any final words from our staff members?
Nope. Basically, thanks for watching. As what Alex said, just please give us feedback on these little things that we do on the random days that is not the podcast days on Thursdays. It will give us more an incentive to think of more topics to think about throughout the weekend. We might be able to continue this as a regular thing, and hopefully you guys keep coming back and viewing our content.
All right. So, without further ado, we out like the Jackanet bitch. We'll see you guys on our weekly podcast, 8 p.m. Thursday nights. I know it sucks. It's during Scandal and SmackDown, but if you got Hulu and Netflix, you know, we'll make it happen. All right. So, this has been the NewGamingOrder.com, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace.